Right. So last take of the podcast, we're still talking about NBA free agencies. We done talked about the Celtics. We done talked about Brooklyn. I'm gonna let you lead because you're a fan of the Knicks.
Yeah, unfortunately I am. Let me say this. I'm not gonna go into a big long history. I was a Supersonics fan too.
Okay.
That was when Kemp and Peyton in the Rain. The Glove and Rain Man was rocking. And then once I started seeing that dissolve, I went back home to New York. So I followed them. So let me make this clear. So the Knicks, they finished the season, somewhere irrelevant. And I'm not gonna get into placement and all that. They're starting what was starting to look like a progressive team. We're back to square one again. Here it comes. I knew it. Here it comes. And it's I swear we're like the Cowboys. What can go wrong will go wrong. So what happens is after the first year of seeing RJ Barrett, after seeing RJ Barrett, he was progressing. You had Julius Randle. You had some pieces you could work around.
You're going to have to stop at Julius Randle, but I'm going to let you go.
Okay. So you got those two, right? We lost to Atlanta team with Trey Young that was hot, okay, at that time, and we get it. You look at the next year, you say, how are we going to get better? It just seemed like it was, well, we'll just keep rocking, and maybe Barrett will develop even more in second year and we'll rock. That didn't work. Then you made a trade for Cam Reddish and Thibodeaux, who I don't know,
just didn't play him.
He took it out on him because I guess he didn't like the trade. From what the reports were saying, he didn't like the trade.
I know. Real quick, I know me and you want him to stay in New York.
Yeah.
Please stay in New York, Cam Reddish.
Yeah. He would be a good look. And Atlanta traded him, and look where they are now. So that didn't really work for them either. But they got to figure something out because now this is your third year now. Now this is Barrett. Even if Barrett does what he does and he develops into the player that you think he can be, I don't think we're high in the draft. I don't know. I don't have a stat sheet right now, but I forgot what draft place the Knicks are in.
Let me look it up.
But who are they gonna get? They ain't gonna get Jaden Ivey. They're not getting him. So it's it's the same thing every year. You have an opportunity, but I think it goes back to the culture. It's nobody wants to go to New York. Nobody wants to come to New York because the reality of what do you have there?
They're number 11. They're
number 11.
Right outside the lottery. And
right.
I know you don't want to hear it, but that is not a bad spot because this is a deep draft.
Okay.
But I'm gonna let you go ahead.
But we were a playoff team last year. Nobody wants to hear about the rebuild. So the whole thing is that the situation is that, they need to get players. But for whatever reason, when a big free agent player or big top 10 player is a free agent, New York is never the option. The Knicks are never an option. I don't know if it's because of Dolan. I'm not sure what it is. But I could tell you with Thibodeaux doing what he did to Reddish, if I'm a young player, I don't know if I really want to go there. And I need to hear Thibodeaux say, this is why we want you here.
Okay.
Because I can't walk into, if I'm a player, I can't walk in there, man. I can't do it. Like it's just I don't even know who's the top free agents right now.
Let me tell you, because I was just about to go there. I was just letting you get yours off.
Okay.
So the Knicks are in a very good spot. I like their progression. RJ Barrett, they got some players to stretch. They got Randall. They got some players to stretch the floor. The one free agent outside of the obvious, like I told you before in the last take, obviously Kyrie and so forth. So New York is always linked to big names, but let's get the big names out the way. The one player that's currently linked to New York right now, which I think will provide great floor spacing and run the offense, as a point guard from the Dallas Mavericks by the name of Jalen Brunson. Okay. Did you see what Jalen Brunson did in the playoffs alongside of Luka Doncic? He earned his.
Right.
He earned whatever bag is coming his way in a free agency. I would, if I'm a New York Knicks fan, I am praying. Now, who's the current point guard for the Knicks?
That's a good question. I just went blank.
Let me look it up right now. But in general, regardless to who's the point guard, having him spread the floor, having him run the offense, and watching what he did with his playoff experience, he rose to the moment. Those games that Luka Doncic was out, people were sitting back like, "Yo, this dude up here dropping it, really putting in work." having him over there, that's an underrated move that will pay dividends to the Knicks. But that's one move.
I don't know what free agents are. I mean, you name the top 5 free agents right now. Whatever list comes up. What's the 5 free agents? What's showing up on your screen? Just name 5 agents. Five players.
James Harden.
Okay, he's gonna go back to Philly.
Bradley Beal, Kyrie Irving,
Gary
Harris, Zach LaVine. Problem is, all those players that I named, like Zach LaVine, the Bulls came out and already said that he signed. We're about to give him an extension. Bradley Beal, on the other hand, see, Stephen A. Smith brought up a good point. He's still young. He's 27, 28.
Yeah,
but he's been in the league for a while now.
Right.
I don't think the Wizards have made a playoff run. I think if I remember, the last time I saw them in the playoffs was versus the Boston Celtics when Isaiah Thomas was there and he dropped 50 on them. But they're notoriously not a playoff team. So
right.
Stephen A. Smith made a good point. We respect you for staying loyal. But when are you going to, like Damian Lillard, when are you going to get tired of losing? Because we want to see your talent in playoffs, deep in the playoffs. Yeah. That's an interesting point. Respect the hell out of Bradley Beal, but what can he do in the Eastern Conference Finals on a contender? We never saw it. So, yeah, we could say, oh, he'll average 30. You don't know. He has to get there the same way my team had to get there. So those are the free agents. The problem is that they're expected to sign with their teams. They're going to throw $220. They're going to throw $250 million at Bradley Beal at Washington.
I don't think and understand. Well, see, the Knicks are kind of stuck there because the thing is, I think you're going to. I hate to say this because I don't want to sound like a damper. You're going to have to wait for some players to become free agents, and you have to want them to create a team to play together. Meaning like how LeBron wanted to do with AD and Kyrie wanted to do with Kevin Durant. But they need to want to come to New York. And I think that, remember, they got Phil Jackson and ran him up out of there because they knew he was just being a mess and he was being a jerk. And they brought in a new GM. They brought in, Steve Stout was out talking about he's helping the team. You need to have some people, if I'm Dolan, I'm telling the GM and the people that's up under me, you need to create a culture of winning. And I mean, we got Cam Reddish. I'm clearly having a conversation with Thibodeaux.
I want him to play more.
You better fix your attitude, or I'm gonna have you up out of here, and you can go sit and analyze TV if you want to do something. Because we didn't bring him here just for you to have an attitude about it.
He's a 6'9", stretch forward, great dribble, great handling ability, plays defense, and shoots the ball.
So I think with the whole thing, they got a young team. If you want to just do what Boston did. Take the young players, build around them, and keep working with them. And get a coach in there that you really think. It's not that I don't think Thibodeaux is a great coach. I don't know if he's a great coach for those young players. Let me go here. Derrick Rose, right?
Okay.
His knees and ankles ain't never been right since playing for Thibodeaux. Luol Deng was the same way. Everybody knows Thibodeaux runs his players into the ground. And I don't know if that's the right coach you want playing these young guys. Because you want them fresh. You want a coach that could do it. And Thibodeaux was good because you had Derrick Rose in him. You went up to Minnesota, you ain't do too good either. They ran you. They didn't even want to play for you. So my whole point in saying that is that I don't know if Thibodeau's the right coach. You have Randall and you have Barrett. You need to keep building, and you need a coach that can build that team. So you need to find out. I would
see if you can move up a few spots. If I have to trade, this is coaches notorious do this that are picking between pick number 8 and pick number 12. When you're at the lower lottery or outside the lottery, you want to see, hey, maybe if I give you this piece, I can move up 3 spots. See if you can move up to spot number 8 or spot number 7. If you can, there's gold in the draft. Keep building with young players. See if you can get Jalen Brunson over here. He showed he's a scoring point guard. That's another 20-point, 7-assist player that can space the floor and run the offense and pretty much keep you guys rolling. That's my take on what they can do. So it's not another, I don't want to say underperformance year.
What about Kuzma? Kuzma can play.
I want him on the Celtics.
But let's just say he doesn't. Let's just say if he doesn't. Yeah, I know you do. But because Kuzma has talent that can take the next step up.
And then I said, with all my takes with Boston, contract friendly. He's making $13 million a season for the next 2 years. So yeah, you build an environment. He's 6'10". Him alongside Randall.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of got Charles going back to the old Knicks with Oakley.
Yeah.
You need that physical presence in there.
Yeah.
We saw him run the floor. We saw him passing and shooting. So you're correct. Kyle Kuzma will fit perfect on the Knicks.
Yeah.
Hope he come to Boston, but yeah.
Okay. All right. But yeah, just to say, it's just when you think about the end of this season for the Knicks fans, we didn't even get a chance to see them in the playoff series. Things are looking downhill. I can assure you, if I think they're going to run with Thibodeaux, because I haven't heard anything. If it doesn't look good because it's 80 games in the season, I can assure you in the first 20 games, if it looks bad, Thibodeau's out that door. They're not playing. I know Dolan's not going to go for that. It's not. He can't. We made a trade. You showed your behind by sitting the kid on the bench. We didn't make the playoffs. You better come with something, because we got pieces in here at least to do that.
Well, free agency hasn't started yet. There's a lot of rumors, a lot of trade talk. Only thing I got to say to NBA fans, put your seatbelt, buckle up, because it's about to be a long ride all summer, man.
Facts. For
those of you tuned in, appreciate you. Keep following us, subscribe, share, whatever the terminology is, but keep following us. Hip-hop, sports, fashions, and a bunch of other topics. Oh, yeah, before we, like I said, man, you see the Biggie shirt for New York, man. Shout out to Be Unique. Appreciate it.